Oh my god, you hacker! I'm gonna talk to the admin. You're gonna... Oh, screw it. I suck at that. Anyway. This is Phreak, audio commentary for WCReplays.com. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit slower this game so that people can hopefully hear me. I have repeatedly been getting complaints about myself talking too fast. And then those people get repeatedly flamed saying, no, he doesn't talk too fast, you suck at life. So, I don't know. I have to side with one of them, and so I'm going to just, talk slower. So, we'll see how this goes. And I'll probably end up talking a mile a minute anyway, but, Anyway, that would be 60 miles an hour, by the way. Yeah, I'm good at math. Good game. Yeah, so I wouldn't be breaking the speed limit on a freeway if I talked a mile a minute. Right, okay, this is retarded. Anyway, get to the 15-second mark at the 1x speed with the Fog of War on from Scriffbood for Life's point of view. And I just managed to unpause the game by pressing F12. Okay. I'm at 18 seconds, so I guess you should go there instead. Whatever. And I'm going to be doing my Gosu orc styles yet again because well, at the time of recording this commentary, number 200 just came out, and there's about 8 comments on it, so I don't know if people like, oh my god, give me more orc audios or something, but I mean, figure we have enough elf with Cecil and Cygnus and Jeebus's Mass Hunts OMG replay / audio, whatever. So I mean, there's plenty of night elf going around, so I thought I'd add in some more orc. Now, in addition to this game, well, I guess you probably would have seen it by opening the zip. I've added a game of myself versus a human player. Now, he really sucked by losing about 5 units to creeps, about 3 footmen and a rifle. But, it's like playing undead style, which I thought was cool, and I'm going to try to do that more against human as well. You sort of play undead style with my hero combo, and you, rape all the... not Akos. You rape all the peasants, then you get out, and then you do it again later. And, anyway. As a brief comment on that, I was actually, toward the end of the game, I was going to go kill some more peons, peasants, but then I saw the Sork running over, I knew I was going to get a creep jack, so I decided to just go fight him and, win the game. In any event, I'm about to sneeze, so I'm going to try to talk about everything I do in this game as well as I can. Hopefully it will be useful for you and all that. And you can see right off the bat, I've got this peon randomly sticking out. Anyway, we're going to unpause. I've wasted too much time. Sorry. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Now, one of the things I got sort of not used to from playing Night Elf is really just how abusive Night Elf can be and how much so many Night Elf players just suck. I mean, there are a lot of noob elves. For instance, Spirit Moon, horrible player. Right. All he does is mass expand. I mean, okay. Anyway, moving on. I've played against people who are just so bad. They think they're God's gift to Warcraft because of their, hero choices. Like, wow, I can go Beastmaster-Firelord against Orc, and then freaking lose like mad. It's really funny. So ultimately, I'm going to be talking about what I do with Orc. Actually, what I do with this account, really. Well, you're going to see in about 3 seconds. 2, 1. Come on, Torn Chieftain. There we go. Yeah, that took a while. I do have 2 seconds delay on East Ladder. Go. Anyway, yes, I'm whining. OMG. T_team. So, you can see the chat. He's saying, oh, 9-3 is so pro. God, unfair. And he's like 9-1 at the time, which I stats him afterwards, after winning this game, and I profiled him. He's like, this guy's now 9-2. Dude, he really sucked for being 9-2. But, whatever. I think, really, ultimately, what I saw with playing this game is that people are entirely too cookie cutter and really don't have any good micro. Like, all they do is watch replays, and then they win games because they watch more replays than their opponent. Like, seriously? Like, I feel that I have good micro, and I think you'll see some of that in the second game that I'm not really going to audio because it's really a bad sort of game, but, I had good micro there. And, you don't learn micro by watching replays. I mean, you see the concept of, yes, run back injured units, but it's so hard to focus on doing that in an actual game. Like, I've had immense trouble sort of saving units when, I watch replay, I'm like, why don't I save this raider? I mean, what am I really microing? And ultimately, yeah, the best thing you can do in battle, cast your hero spells and pull back injured units. If you can do that, you will win more games than by whatever micro you're doing. I mean, unless you're grubby and you've done 7 things at once or something, that is a big deal. If you can just save units, I mean, especially if you're orc or human, undead to a slightly lesser extent, just because I don't know, just because blight isn't as good. You don't really have healing salves or anything, but it's still really it matters a lot. Might off, yeah, you'll end up using up all your moon wells, so that's why you build extras. Since everyone else has to buy healing salves and stuff, you can build an extra moon well. Shut up, do it. It's really, seriously, I mean, like, a lot of why sometimes people are like, oh dude, elf's so overpowered, like they have more units than these, because they don't have to spend money. I mean, yes, they spend more money per farm than every other race. They spend 180 for, 10 food as opposed to 150 for undead, 160 for orc, and then 120 for 12 food. So it's 100 gold of food for humans. So obviously there's a big sort of mismatch there, but I mean, ultimately, they are paying for it by getting HP back on all their units and mana on their hero. Which is why sometimes it's a bad idea to actually use spells while creeping with Night Elf, because you're gonna end up burning through all your mana. Right now I do have a bit of a cold, and like my nose is running, so I'm like trying to wipe my nose a little bit and not get the mic, and it's fun. Anyway, you can see one of the things I'm going to talk about in this game is picking your fights, and it's sort of one of the things that my friend said that 2 guy versus Kyle H game, where he's like, I mean, in that game I had to pick my fights very carefully. I mean, it was very close. I almost didn't win this game. I just had to really watch my fights. And that's one of the things you really have to do with Orc versus Elf. It's a lot easier for Elf to get back on their feet and defend their base than Orc can. And you're going to see this later in this game, how my base defense means jack against his army, whereas his is all fortified and he's got moon and stuff. He can defend his base a lot easier. Anyway, I've got this Gosu peon down here. You're going to see him. He's pretty cool. He's going to like attack some wisps, and it'll be fun. So my opponent is like saying, oh wow, you have a TC or Gosu. And I'm like, wow, you have a Beastmaster. You're not original. And so anyway, I'm going to go creep. I'm like, okay, I'm level 2. The next easiest camp is going to be right over here. It's next to my base. Oh sweet, creep jack. So kind of a lull right there, and then oh, check it out, this Huntress. I'm like 64 HP. I click it, and I'm like, I better make the shockwave. And barely catch it. Now, I was a little afraid at the time of this game, because I saw it was at 64. I saw it go up to 65, and I'm like, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to cast Shockwave, and I'm going to see what happens. And I got lucky for it. Now, check this out. He hides. Nope, just kidding. I Shockwave before he hides, and I kill another Huntress, because he has really bad micro. I mean, holy crap. But, whatever. I pick up some items, and I'm going to finish creeping this camp. I'm going to see that my TC is still getting hit by creeps, so I'm not going to use the potion yet. But I finish creep camp, and I'm like, sweet, Rejuve Pod. Like, as soon as you can, use the replenishment potion. Like, it's seriously useful. And I use my last charge of healing salve to heal a grunt. Now this way I can actually go out and creep and stuff, and not have to worry about my Tauren Chieftain eating it, or having to TP and burn my TP. I know 200 HP isn't a lot, but it takes 45 seconds to do, and I've got natural regeneration during that point in time, because I've got freaking 34 strength, which is a lot. Like, I'll actually gain quite a bit of hit points back over the course of this whole, getting my hit points back. So I'll be in pretty good shape overall anyway. So whatever, I'm just going to use my grunts, try to hit this wisp a little bit, try to keep my TC away from it. I did keep it away from it. And I'm going to pick up my panda. And I'm like, okay, cool, I have, a level 2 TC and a level 1 panda. This guy has, like, so many Huntresses, and I don't even have tier 2 grunts yet. I mean, I don't have that tech. I'm getting the heck out of here. That's one of the things you really have to work on, is not fighting with tier 1 grunts unless it's against, like, footies and you have them outnumbered. And not fighting Huntresses until you know you're ready. And for me, that's going to be level 2 panda, level 3 TC. One of the coolest things about panda, and in the TC too, really, is that each level is important. I mean, you can fight at 4-4, at 4-3, at 2-2, 2-1, anything. They're all useful, except maybe level 1 panda, because the AoE is pretty small on haze. But everything else is really, it's just useful. It's just good. And so, here's another thing I sort of want to talk about in this replay, is choosing your tank. Right now my TC is salving, and I have an extra salve which I can use on my panda. So I'm going to let my panda do the tanking, and right now I'm actually going to split up. 2 grunts of my TC on one side, 3 grunts on the other, and I'm going to get rid of the Zerkers, because, I mean, grunts are so fat it's hard to get rid of all of them at once, or have your whole army focus the Zerk at once. So I'm just going to have Haze go off on, the majority of these creeps, and then after I've got the force group, or the force attack, I click, I group them all, hold Shift, A, and then click the level 6 creep, which means as soon as any of them are done attacking their specific target, they're going to move on and go after the second target, which is the big level 6. Now here's what I'm talking about Orc-based defense being the sucks. Now, right now, I was gonna send a peon out to go build an expo, but I'm like, okay, I'm getting attacked. Never mind. And now, check it out. I've got peons in the Burrow. I'm trying to repair them, but he does so much damage, and his splash damage already has half killed the second Burrow. Now I'm gonna try to repair again. I'm gonna lose a peon just to splash damage. You can see I'm about to lose this one. That's gonna go down. Yep, there we go. Lost a peon. And it's gonna focus the rest of them, and I'm just gonna control click and then press E, and they'll all just do whatever. Okay, so here we go. Now pause this in 3, 2, 1. Pause. I'm at 8:03. Please have it paused. Okay, so you can see he's got a Beastmaster right now. And I don't really notice that he's level 2. I mean, I just really notice that the Quill Beasts aren't super Quill Beasts. And I'm just figuring, okay, whatever. He doesn't have Imba Hawk either. Now, luckily for me, I just now have Raiders and Snare. Which is, like, sweet. I have Raiders and Snare. That's, like, good. I also need some freaking Burrows as well, because, I don't have any. But in terms of this fight, I'm just going to focus on doing well in this fight. Notice I got my level 3 TC. And this aura on the Panda does absolutely nothing. It's just going to be some free gold later on. But ultimately, I'm like, sweet, I have level 2 Shockwave, and that does matter. I mean, now you may think, oh, it's only 135 damage. Hunters have 600. Do the math, they go down to 465. My grunts have 800. 465 versus 800. They're like footies with more damage. I mean, seriously, they're the same armor. They're within, only 45 HP of being a footman. I mean, if you could seriously bring all the hunts down by level 2 Shockwave, that's pretty intense. And considering that he hasn't crapped out the Goblin Merchant over there, and he doesn't have any healing scrolls, that's pretty nice. Now, also what happens here is, since I've got one ensnared, I instantly say, yeah, if you're going to run away, you're going to lose some stuff. And as long as I can keep pace with the Raider, which I should be able to do with some Endurance aura on him, I can keep pace with his army, and continue to pick off hunts as the game goes on. Or, at least as this running battle thing, whatever is going on. You can also see this cool Quill Beast spine flying through the air with a little air trail behind it, which is pretty cool. Ultimately, my focus for this battle is I have to win. I have to, because I have no base defense. I'm going to get picked off a lot by trying to get through my base. I mean, I've got this, like, sort of wall right here with this bestiary, altar, and barracks. There's no way I can hide in my base, because now I'm going to have melee versus somewhat ranged units. I'll get picked off like crazy. I need to fight out someone in the open where I have a pretty good choke, and hopefully I can pull my units back and just have really good shockwaves and whatnot. So we're going to see what happens in this. And, I've just pretty much realized that I have to win. I just have to. So, I do have my one attack upgrade. I got attack because it's the cheapest one, and it is really useful in getting rid of huntresses. And if you can knock them down to footman hit points, and then you can continue to add on damage, it matters a lot. So let's see what happens. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So you can see I've got the first one, and then I'm pretty much just attack moving in. Actually, no, I actually focus fire it, my bad. I actually focus fire the hunt, getting rid of it because I know it's going to be a kill. If I can instantly get rid of one unit, I'm like, sweet. Now, I could lie to you and say that I planned on getting level 2 really quickly, but I really didn't realize that. But also, I'm using alt and seeing a lot of injured huntresses. And then I just barely missed one of those huntresses with the drunken haze, which just barely lets me not get a kill. But also, you can see I'm actually pulling back all my units. I haven't lost anything pulling stuff back. So you can see I've gotten quite a few kills. He's got a bunch of red units. I killed 3 hunts with ensnare. And I tried to pull back a raider as soon as possible. Unfortunately, what happened is, like, it's stuck. Crap. So I quickly realized, okay, well, I just need to pull stuff back. So I grabbed a group with about 2 grunts, my TC, and the raider. And yes, not attacking with 2 units for about 5 seconds is less important than freaking losing a raider, considering that I don't have any, and having one is a big deal. Just having one is a big deal. It's huge. So, I'm building my Burrows. You can see they are done, so I'm going to get a raider and a grunt. And now that I had to spend all this money getting my units back, and now I have to build, buy all these clarities and salves and stuff, now I did get to sell the Fluid of Accuracy, which is cool. And now, as a random bit of information, if you sell items, those are affected by upkeep. And you can see right now, I'm just spending my money real fast. I'm not quite sure what I just spent it on, because I don't have any anymore. But, oh yeah, I bought a bunch of potions, I think. That's pretty much what the money was on. And then I started building a raid. So now let's pause again. 3, 2, 1, pause. I'm at 934. And I paused his head. Now I'm like, okay, he's coming back for seconds. And that is a pretty smart move on his part, because he can heal up at Moonwells, and he's like, oh, this guy's healing up with salves, I'm going to jack him with a bunch of salved injured grunts, because if he's slow, he's going to jack them all. And yeah, that was a great voice impersonation right there. But ultimately, that's a smart move. I mean, he's still got hunts. He picks up the Firelord. He just picked it up tier 2, ran over there at tier 2, picked up the Firelord, because I watched this replay, and then moves on, and, goes attack right away. Look at the shockwave already. 400 hit points, 321 hit points, 447 hit points, 432 hit points. Those are all units that were close to full and just got injured. I mean, these guys are all, just above 400 because of the shockwave. I hit about 5 units with that. That adds up to over 600 damage. That's pretty sweet. Can a Farseer do that? No. It can't, so die. Also, Endurance. Pretty sweet spell. Or ability, whatever. My grunts now attack it fast. Good game. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and unpause. Ultimately, I'm just going to try to focus on attack moving back in, getting the best haze and fire I can. And ultimately, really one of the things I'm going to focus on is, before I haze, getting my Pana in a position that he can Breath of Fire whatever he hazed. Because, really, Drunken Haze has a lot more range than Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire doesn't reach longer than its target, really. So, I mean, if you click somewhere on the ground, it's not going to hit anything behind that target. So, I mean, it'll reach a little bit in terms of lighting things on fire. I mean, yeah, it has the whole AoE effect of, reaching things anywhere, that if a pixel reaches, it does full damage. But, I mean, I want to make sure I do as much damage as I can on these things. And, I mean, he still doesn't have any healing scrolls. And he should also give those agility slippers to his Firelord, but, I mean, who cares, really? And I'm just going to try to focus on, having a bunch of injured hunts and me having a bunch of full HP grunts and just winning it because my units are just simply better. He does have one attack upgrade. But, I mean, I can cast another Shockwave, I can cast a Breath of Fire and a Haze Fire combination. I have a Mana Potion on both my heroes, so I can do that again. So you're going to see what happens. So let's unpause again, and I'm just going to focus on attack moving and hero spells because I know I have the better army. And ultimately, I'm going to move back because with melee, you can't focus on Focus Fire unless you have something that's sticking out ensnared and you get rid of it first. No, I mean, ultimately, you're just going to worry about attack moving, having things line up, and then pulling back into your own base, which means he won't chase you. That doesn't matter. So let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So I've pulled back right now, and I'm just sort of waiting for his lines to form a little bit. I'm just going to try to get around him a bit. You can see I pull that grunt over instantly because I saw he was getting focused first. I'm going to pull that one back too, I think, soon. I'm going to do it a little bit slowly though, and actually I just end up losing it because it got blocked. Okay, fine, I didn't select it in the first place, but still. I'm going to try to pull back this other grunt, and ultimately, look, Drunken Haze, please cast Breath of Fire. Yeah, I ran out of mana because I'm elite. So I used the Mana Potion, and then cast Breath of Fire a little bit late, because I'm Gosu. Actually, whatever, I'm just gonna Haze Fire, there we go, pretty nice. And Shockwave goes off, and look at these hunters that just get decimated. There you can see I pulled back a grunt finally. I've got 4 back there already. I mean, now look at his army, how many are red? Now those I'm actually gonna be able to kill, guess what? Oh, wait, ensnare. Okay, let's go chase the rest of his army, go. And I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm not going to pull back those other grunts or whatever. I've got 1 full HP that I could use to pick up those hunts, but for now, I'm just going to be like, okay, look, I need to make sure I get rid of those hunts. And that's an interesting bit of information. Ensnared hunts give you vision. Good game. But I saw them move to the right, and I'm like, oh, dude. Pretty much, I just saw it via mini-map. I was like, okay, I see them there, Okay, I see them running to the right. Now, this guy's going to be stupid, and good game. Ensnare. Lol. Yes, I just said lol, whatever. I noticed Hunt's died at the exact same time and he calls me hacker. And see? Lol. I'm allowed to say it if I say it in the game. Right, but you can see, all I did that fight, I swear, all I did, cast hero spells and pull back injured units. That's all I did. Used a Mana Potion, did a Haze Fire combination, which was pretty sweet. Shockwave plus Haze of Fire plus Haze Fire does so much damage, it's insane. Like, level 2 Haze Fire does a total of about 200 damage. Level 2 Shockwave, 235, means I've got all the hunts below half HP, just from hero spells, just instantly. They're at 300 HP and below. I mean, holy crap. You can't counter that with just a healing scroll. So anyway, I pulled back all my units. I managed to miss one of them with a control click. Got him the second time. I just double checked that I make sure I have everything. Because it looks really noob to have like some random unit in the back of your base that you didn't do anything with. But I think I'm going to put up my expansion soon. Actually, I am. I'm just not having it actually queued up. I'm just moving them over for the time being. And also bring in 2 PMs so that I can tower it later, just so that I don't have to TP for every little thing. Now I realize that he's being bad mannered, calling me a hacker, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be useful to him. I'm going to be like, look, seriously, you're losing. Don't use hunts. Now you can say, oh, I'm being bad mannered. And I'm like, haha, lol, you're losing. Try a new strat noob. But no, I'm actually trying to be helpful. I'm saying, look, hunts aren't working for you. I mean, I've got this AoE. Now, why he built an archer, I'm not sure, because that's the worst unit he can make right now. Dots would work decently. Well, okay, no, they wouldn't. Dryads would work. Dryads is pretty much all he's got. And one of the things I actually want to do, and it's one thing I try to do against human, and one of the things I want to do against elf, He's mass air with this strat. And sweet, I get to jack a unit, and I'm like, die archer, noob. So I focus it a little bit. I ensnare as much as I can with the raids. I'm going to try to pull back one. I am going to lose this one because I'm a noob. Yeah, I think so. Although he's not focusing anymore. And check out that shockwave that just like rip through everything, and then breath of fire. Freaking lit like 5 units on fire. Holy crap! And that raid's still not dying. Go raid. What's up, raid? So I'm gonna try to pull back that grunt. Unfortunately, I lose the one grunt. I pull back the other one. I don't pull back the other raid in time. But he's got like all these 100 units. A horrible shockwave where I hit like nothing. But anyway, I Drunken Haze, and then I'm like, mana potion, breath of fire. Oh, down goes all his units. Die, die, die. And so I'm like killing him pretty much. And yeah, I just got excited by watching a replay. That's pretty sad. But again, ensnare with some more kills, just pulling up my hero levels, and I've almost got a level 5 TC. I mean, that's just ouch. That's like just pain in a jar. Now you're also going to see I'm going to lose a grunt to creeps. He says GG noob hacker, and I say raffle sad. Law. Yeah. So whatever. I'm just going to attack with the TC. I'm going to try to just get the TC to focus, you know, because that's good. You know, let him hit my TC. I've got salves. Okay, don't, but you know. But he also decides to focus one of my grunts, and I don't even realize that because it's red HP, and it just continues to go into red HP, and I don't notice. And why should he focus anything besides the TC when I woke up the creeps? So yeah, I'm a noob, and I managed to lose some units to creeps, but you know what? Go away. See, I can see he's focusing one of my grunts, and I'm like, screw you, but you know, I'm in pretty good shape either way. I don't care. I'm gonna kill that. I'm just waiting for that trapper to freaking die. I'm like, die, freaking trapper. Now, I also thought that I already picked up the tome, because I actually picked up the rune, and I thought, oh, you know, there was that click the thing, and the sort of sound goes off, and something's picked up. And I'm like, okay, now I'm just, like, mad, because he just keeps calling me a hacker, and, like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that I saw the units go off, I had a grunt in sight. It's not hard to see units move around on the minimap when you have ally colors on. Yeah, I play with ally colors, it's more Gosu. Whatever. I turned ally colors off, because teal is such a pretty color. Alright. Also notice that I put the Countless Vogue Strength on the Panda, pretty much because the Panda doesn't have it's a lower level and it doesn't have as much strength as my TC, so I don't want to have like one insanely high HP hero and one like really low. So I essentially get, you know, the high HP hero gets the Talisman because that means his effective hit points are multiplied more. The lower HP hero just gets the plus HP because he has armor in himself, 18 armor versus 16 with a lower level, so obviously he has more armor. And, oh sweet, another, like, Jack kind of thing, so I'm gonna ensnare what I can. I just randomly ensnare some Huntresses, just so that no matter what he does, if he tries to run away, I'll get 3 hunts. I don't even care what I ensnare. Any 3 units works for me. I just like E-click, E-click, E-click. I don't really care. Even if I double ensnare or something, whatever, it's still 2 kills. But you can see right there, oh, Gosu, healing scroll. And, I mean, I'm just attack moving, and they just branch out, and they just rape the crap out of everything. 69 HP, Raider goes away. Out. Just done. Just owned. I mean, holy crap, 5-4 versus 2-2. I mean, we even crept similarly. I mean, I jacked him once, actual creep jack. You know, I crept 2 greens, and then he came to harass me. We didn't lose anything there. So, okay, I had level 2 when he had level 1. Then I finished up his creep camp that I jacked him at, which I got 2 Huntresses from, so already an advantage. Even though those 2 Huntresses, if I hadn't got those 2 hunts, I don't know if I would have won that first fight at my base. Because even that was actually pretty close. I mean, I had to save a bunch of grunts back there and everything. Actually, no, I didn't really lose anything, but still. I mean, 2 hunts could have made a pretty big difference. And ultimately, TC Panda is sweet. And, like, how I size up his army, really? I don't know. I mean, it just looks like I could take it. I mean, some of it was, like, I have to take it. I mean, I'd freaking better, otherwise I've lost the game, because I'm going to let him, you know, just rampage through my base, and the situation's not going to improve. Really, our first major fight, I'm not kind of, well, the Creepjack, obviously it was a Creepjack. I mean, if you can't win with a Creepjack, that's just sad. But the major fight that was at my base, I had raids, and I was like, dude, raids equals win. I mean, he can't pick me off better than I can pick him off, because I have ensnare, and he doesn't. So, I mean, I'd better be able to, you know, be better at this sort of picking off your opponent's army game. That was an interesting sentence. And I mean, yeah, there's just sort of an intrinsic balance within Warcraft. If you've killed 2 Huntresses and you now have a Raider with ensnare, you freaking better be able to win that. I'm sorry, but you had better. Otherwise, it's pretty sad. And so, you know, I did, and I out-microed him, pulling back units. And then I salved my army afterwards. He came back, and it was a very similar thing. I couldn't build the units. I think some of also why he attacked me again is because he knew he killed Burrows. He knew that I couldn't build anything new. I mean, yeah, he you know, had a TP, But I think one of the things he didn't realize is that he didn't kill any units, and I think he was planning on killing units, but didn't. Probably because he wasn't accustomed to being shockwaved and having endurance aura going on. I don't know. That's probably part of it anyway, because it does make a little bit of a difference. It does. I mean, I got to pull back units faster. I got to attack them faster. That's one of the cool things about this sort of attack move with the melee is that again adds on to my dual AOE. I've got shockwave, haze fire, and then I've got faster attacking attack move. But attack move is essentially AOE, but it is now doing it faster. So I mean, it just adds up so quickly. I mean, when he's got 600 HP hunts, I mean, Donald has a really hard time against that. And then if he goes freaking dryads, I'll just mass raids and wyvern because I've already got a BCR. I can add a second one. I plan on expanding. You can see I did expand by the end. I put up some towers that I could defend it against 200 suiciding into my peons. And ultimately always have at least a tower of some kind at your expo. Otherwise, there's going to be there's going to be a ghoul or a grunt or a huntress just sitting there and picking off workers, and just diverting your focus, and it just really sucks. So having just a tower makes a huge difference. Just one. It doesn't even matter if it's strong. Just put it there, because a tower is better than any given tier 1 unit. I mean, yeah, it's just size up his army. AOE owns. TC Panda is greater than no micro elves. And yeah, so this will be the end of this game. Hope you enjoyed it. Return of the TC first. I remember I did an audio a while ago with TC-Firelord against Human. That was pretty cool. And yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this all, and GLHF with your lives and everything. And later.